Hello, my name's Mel, welcome to my world, and for those of you that are new to my channel, it's all about self-built DIY campervans and campervan related stuff. So if that's something that interests you, then why not consider subscribing to my channel? You never know, you may learn something, you may even run the risk of being slightly entertained. Now today it's Wednesday, so it's Waffle on a Wednesday. So the big news this week is a legend of rock star proportions in the YouTube van life community gave me a little mention in his latest video, but more about that later. First, let's talk about safety, gas safety. So this week I've been inundated with questions, suggestions and criticism over the way I fitted my gas hob. Understandably, a lot of people are concerned over the fact that I used an orange pipe. Now, I did forget to mention that that orange pipe isn't permanent. It is only temporarily, because I do in fact intend to fit a gas locker in the back of my van under my bed. And when I fit the gas locker, I will be running solid, well not solid, I'll be running copper pipe from my gas hob to my gas locker, which is the correct way to do it. But at the moment I've got orange pipe going from my gas hob to my gas bottle that's in the bottom of my cupboard, and that gas bottle has got a cut out valve on it, so when the hob is not in use I simply turn that gas off. It's always off. I only ever open that gas valve when I want to use my gas hob, and then when I finish using my gas hob I screw that gas off, I'll turn it off. I can even quick disconnect the bottle if I wish to, but for now, until I decide where I'm going to put my gas bottle in the back, where I'm going to put my gas cupboard I should say, that's how it's going to stay. But it is only temporarily, and I do suggest if you are going to fit a gas hob similar to this, use copper pipe rather than that flexible orange stuff. It's much safer, and it complies with the EU regulations as well. Thank you to Greg Virgo for pointing that out. Right, so now the rest of the questions I've had with this hob concerning the ignition. You hear that? A lot of people have said to me, how did you get that to work? That's amazing. How did you get it to work on 12 volt? Well, again, I need to confess, I plugged it in. I used an extension lead. Allow me to show you. And I do apologise to all those people. There you go. I've got an extension lead plugged into the back of the van, rather like you would have a 240 volt hookup when you're on a campsite, but I've just got an extension lead. So that's how I've got that to work. Now the other question I've been asked is, does it need to be connected to the 240 volt for it to actually work? So I'll just take my bungees off. Now obviously at the moment there's no gas, so I'll just turn the gas on. Quite a few people have asked me this. Will it work disconnected from the electricity? Oh. So there you go. It is now lit. The flame is going, as you see. Now if that flame blows out, the gas will get cut off because it's got a safety cut off valve. But what happens if I unplug the power? Well, if I unplug the power, there you go, nothing happens. It doesn't need the 240 volt for it to actually work. All that 240 volt does is make the piezo ignition work. When I'm out and about, or when I'm out on my adventures, just turn it off, it's rather warm in here, I'll simply use a good old lighter to light the gas with. I won't need to use the 240 volt ignition. I'll just press that so you can hear it is actually disconnected. So yeah, it will work without 240 volt. Now I want to say thank you to everyone that commented, and there was quite a few of you that suggested I used a piece of wood that I cut out of my worktop to make a collapsible extension on the end of my worktop to give me more room. The trouble is with that is I've got these switches underneath here, so if I was to make a collapsible worktop, it's going to cover my switches when I'm not using it. So no, unfortunately that won't work, but I'm sure I can find some use for this. Now for all those people that are asking me, how are you going to prepare your food? You've got no work surface to prepare your food on. Well, the simple answer is I've got my table, and I'll just demonstrate how that table works. It's amazing. Watch this. So it folds out, it pulls out, it flips over, it goes there like that. Now I've got plenty of surface space to prepare my food and cook it. Not that that's going to happen, because trust me, all this is going to get used for is boiling a kettle to make my coffee in the morning. Now, staying with questions about the hob, Daniel Elliott has asked me, or has suggested, wouldn't magnets help the gas ring cover stop rattling? Smiley face. Great video, mate. Definitely be ordering the hob. Well, thank you, Daniel. And if you are going to order one of these hobs, please use the link in the description of this video directly to the eBay supplier, because then I get a little bit of commission off of eBay and it doesn't cost you any more. So thank you very much. Now, to answer the question, will magnets stop this from rattling? Allow me to demonstrate, if I may. I'll just bring you down here a little bit, and I shall use this magnet to demonstrate. Now, the top of the gas ring is actually quite magnetic. It's made out of cast iron, I believe. So yep, that'll work. Now the downside is the actual gas ring itself is made out of this tin aluminium stuff. I think it's called Mazak, and definitely not magnetic, as you can see. And the other problem is, of course, the actual hob itself is made of stainless steel, and as you can see, stainless steel, again, it's just not magnetic. So hopefully, Daniel, that clears that up, but thank you for your suggestion anyway. Now, if you've got any suggestions or comments or questions even, then please do feel free to leave your comments, questions and suggestions in the comments section of this video, and I will answer them next week. Now, another rather bizarre question, I'm really surprised at how many people have asked me where I got my pea funnel from, and this is in here. For those of you that haven't seen it, I don't think there's many that haven't, it's my little pea funnel, and a lot of people ask me where I got this from. So just for those of you that want to know where I got this from, I'll also leave a link in the description of this video to the supplier on eBay. And once again, I do get a slight commission off of that. It's not a lot, but it definitely helps. Now back to this week's big news. The legend that is Max from Max and Lee gave me a shout out. I could not believe it. He mentioned me in his latest video. In his latest video, Max is fitting a diesel heater. He says that he did a lot of research online and he came across one of my videos and he mentions it. Not only does he mention it, he puts a link up as well. I nearly fell over my own feet. I couldn't believe it. What an absolute honour. Thank you, Max, I really appreciate it. And if you haven't seen Max's video, I'll put a link up here, because he has fitted his diesel heater in a really unique way, and probably the best way I've ever seen. So good, in fact, I may even copy him. I even gained 65 subscribers overnight, so thank you very much, Max. Now, if you are one of those new subscribers, please do leave a comment in the comments section below this video. Say hi and let me know how you've discovered my channel, whether it was through Max or whether it was through YouTube suggesting my content, because just recently the old subscribers have been a bit slow. So is YouTube promoting my videos at last, or is it because Max gave me a shout out? Just out of interest, I'd really like to know. Please do remember to give me the thumbs up as well, because the more thumbs up I get, the more YouTube will promote my videos. Now, thank you so much to all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate all your support. At the current time, my subscriber rate is almost at 12,000 subscribers. That is unbelievable. I can still remember when my subscribers was 10. And I was all excited the following day when it got to 12, and now to think I'm on the brink of getting 12,000, it's just unbelievable. So thank you, everyone, thank you so much. And if you are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing, and by subscribing to my channel you'll help save the local wildlife. I've got 2 cats and they're hungry. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now. Oh, glasses. Probably unlikely. Safety. That was rubbish. Gave me a little mention on his latest video. In his latest video. Fuck, okay. Bit rude. Now the big news is of... Oh, fuck.